It is not uncommon to hear Christians attribute their temptations or unfavorable circumstances to God, stating that they were tempted by God or that the bad situations they are in must be God's will. How often, when people fail, they blame God? Why is it easier to blame God than ourselves? That's the big question. When faced with failure or adversity, it can be a natural human tendency to look for someone or something to blame. Blaming God can sometimes be an easier option for a few reasons. The desire for control. Blaming God allows us to shift the responsibility away from ourselves and onto a higher power. It can be easier to attribute failure or negative outcomes to God's will or plan rather than accepting our own mistakes or shortcomings. Blaming ourselves can be uncomfortable and may force us to confront our own limitations and imperfections. Questioning God's goodness and fairness. When we experience failure, we may question, why does a loving God, an all-powerful God, would allow such difficulties in our lives? This questioning can lead to feelings of disappointment, frustration, and even anger towards God. Blaming God may provide a way to express these emotions and seek an explanation for the perceived wrong or unfairness of that situation. Lack of understanding or perspective. In times of failure or hardship, our ability to see the bigger picture or understand God's purposes can be limited. We may struggle to comprehend why certain things happen and how they fit into God's overall plan. Blaming God can be a response to our own confusion or lack of understanding, as it offers a simple explanation or target for our frustrations. However, it is important to note that blaming God for our failures is not a healthy or accurate response. God is not the source of evil or the cause of our mistakes. Scripture teaches that God is just, loving, and faithful, and He desires the best for us. We must take responsibility for our actions, reflect on our choices, seek growth, and learn from our failures. Instead of blaming God, it is more productive to seek His guidance, grace, and forgiveness, particularly in times of failure. We can turn to Him for strength, wisdom, and the ability to learn from our mistakes. Taking personal responsibility allows us to grow, mature, and develop resilience in the face